Yeah, I think we are not live. Hello everyone. Yeah. So now, I hope you can hear me now. So what you have to do is, so you just have to follow me for next 30 minutes, and I'll tell you both the things. I'll tell you how to introduce yourself, and I'll also tell you how to describe yourself. So if you're ready, just write ready to go RTG. Here we go. So, but let's first of all start with the introduction, the first part, and then the second part. Okay. Now, this self introduction can be two ways. It can be personal, it can be professional. And if it is personal, that means you will tell your name and where you belong to. If it is professional, you will also add your current engagement, that what do you do, okay, and what you have been doing. Is that fine? Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll give you this one by one. So let's have one example first, and then I'll tell you certain other things, and then we'll go forward. Game for it? Here we go. So this is one example where you can write your name. My name is this, I belong to this, and I work in IT in a multinational company. Okay, so what you are saying ki now here if you look at this, the important thing is the kind of tenses that you have to use. Now this is the basic introduction. We'll give you the detailed introduction as well later on. Okay, but what you need to understand is everything that you are giving right now is in present. So this is present indefinite. This is also present. This is simple present, and this is present indefinite. But when I come here, I am in present, but I cannot use I am working in this company for last 5 years. Sometimes we make this mistake that we say I am working in this company for last 5 years. You'll never say that. You'll say I have been working in this company for last 6 years. Okay. So the important thing is the use of present perfect, especially when you have for or since at the end of it. Is this clear? Very good evening everyone. Okay, am I clear to all of you? Can you hear me clearly? Yes, just write, if you can hear me very clearly, just write clear. Okay, just write clear if you can hear me clearly. Yeah. Now, you can also say it this way. I'm a teacher and I teach in a leading school of my city, or I'm a businessman, I deal in ready-made garments. Now, these are the basic ones, but we'll go to the detailed one and then we'll go to the description. Okay. Very good evening, everyone. Good evening. So, if you can hear me clearly, please write clear. Okay. Great. Okay. Now, whenever like you have to tell where are you from, where do you belong to. So, you have to mind certain things when you are speaking. Okay. So, like you can say different ways. Suppose you are in another country. So, you will say I am an Indian. So, then you won't tell the city until and unless they ask you. Okay, clear, great, thank you so much. Okay, so you'll say I'm an Indian or I am from India. Okay, but if you are from the same country, that is if you are in India and you're looking for the job in India, you will say I am from Delhi. You can also say I belong to Mumbai. You can say I hail from Mumbai or Delhi or Lucknow, whatever it is. Okay, so that means you can say I am from, you can say I belong to, you can say I hail from. You will never say I am belong to. Okay, and there is a reason, because belong is already a verb there, will not use am. Is this clear? Okay, if this is clear, I'll go forward. I'm moving a little faster today because we have to cover a lot many things. We'll go up to description. Okay, we'll go up to description. Great. Now, where do you live now? So there are two things now. Okay, even in the interview they may ask you this. So they may ask you where do you belong to, and they'll ask you where do you live. So there are two different things. Where do you belong to means originally where are you from? Like where were you born? Okay, so they'll ask you, so you'll answer that. So you can say I was born and brought up in Delhi, but currently I'm living in Pune. So you are, when they ask you this, where do you live now? So you have to tell where are you right now? Okay, where do you live right now? Is this clear? Yeah, so again you can say I live in, I live in, you'll name the city, or I stay at, you can name the locality, or you can say my place is near a famous hotel in the south. So you can tell your general location. Okay, so this is all about the location, locality where you live right now, or the city. I live in the colony right behind the university. So you can say right behind, bilkul piche, ekdam piche. It's called right behind. Okay, yeah, you can say I live in Jaipur. So same way you can answer. All of you can answer here. Okay. And then I stay with the family as PG. Okay, that is paying guest. So you can stay, if you are staying with a family, you can say I live in a PG. I live in a paying guest as a paying guest with a family. Okay. Now this is how you will answer when you want to tell your current location, where do you live right now. So I hope you understood the difference between where do you belong to, where are you from, where do you hail from, and where do you live now. Is that clear? Because sometimes you are confused what has been asked. Okay, I hail from Jaipur, very good. I belong to Kolkata. I'm living in Jaipur right now, that's great. Okay, so you can tell if you are there, actually if you are born in Jaipur and still live there, so you can say that I was born and brought up in Jaipur and I still live in Jaipur. You can say like this. Okay, and you can also say I'm putting up. Put up means to stay somewhere for a short duration is called put up. Okay. Now, what are your academic backgrounds? So you can talk about your academic backgrounds as well. Okay, then we'll go to the, after this we'll go to the detail. Okay, but you should know how to say it in your introduction. That's why I'm showing you all this. Okay, is that clear? So you can say like about your academic background, you can say I did graduation in science in 2010. Now look at even the style of speaking, the way you have to speak. Okay, so there should be certain style when you are speaking English. So I'll say I did graduation in science in 2010, or I'm an engineering graduate. This is not engineering, this is engineering. So I'm an engineering graduate. I've done BTech in computer science. You can say this if you have done that. By the way, whatever you have done, you can write it here and I'll check it whether you are correct or not. Okay. Or I graduated from XYZ University 5 years back. Now, whenever you have a go or back, you will use past indefinite. Is this clear? Now, if this is clear, we'll go to the detailed introduction and then we'll go to the description of your strengths and weaknesses. That means about your personality. So, we'll talk about your personality later on. Is that clear? Very good evening, everyone. Okay. So, if you really want to join me one-on-one, you can join our personal mentorship program. You can book a free strategic session with me by WhatsApping me on 96483 and this is the number actually. And please subscribe our channel Learn English with Zita, and of course on Instagram we are at on Vinit with Vinit, and on Telegram as well, Learn English with Zita. So, let's come to the main point. Okay. That's about describing self and personality and hobbies. Just a minute. I think I missed something. Okay, let's come to description straightforward. Okay. Just a minute. So, I actually prepared something else also for you. If I can find it, I'll definitely give it to you. Okay, give me one moment. Because I prepared something else. Yeah. So I actually gave detailed description also. Okay, let me check. Yeah, it is here. So give me 1 minute. Okay, I'll take it from here and then give it to you. Okay, because this is good one, because there actually I have given it well in detail. Okay, and that will be great. Yeah, give me 1 moment. So, what I am going to do now is, before I go to this describing yourself, okay, I'll have to close this. Before I go there, I would like to give you some detailed, introductions as well. Okay. Now, these detailed introductions are very important because sometimes you have to speak more. Okay. Like how to give a detailed, introduction of yourself. Now, please mind it, this is not description, this is introduction. I'll definitely come to, description as well. Okay, so मैंने यहाँ पर कुछ तैयार किया आपके लिए. Okay, I thought I should give it to you. That's why this. Okay, this we had covered. Now, this is the brief one. So you can say, my name is Sandeep, I belong to Delhi. And then you can also talk about, I work in IT in a multinational company. So you can talk about your role also. I have not talked about role, I have only talked about the department and the company. Okay. I've been working in this company for last 6 years. I've written it for last 6 years simply because, or have been simply because we have got for last 6 years here. So I've used have been. Okay, please mind it. Yeah. And then we have covered all this. ये हम कर चुके हैं. Now let's come to the introduction part. Okay, after the academic. Now this is important. So what I've done is, I've taken 2 or 3 examples, and this will teach you like how I can give my introduction. So you can say, my name is Ria, I'm a teacher and I teach in a leading school of my city. Okay, don't say city, say city. Okay, sometimes when you have T in the middle, actually it gives softer voice, softer sound, sorry. Okay, so it will become D instead of T. So I teach in a leading, so don't say leading, say leading school of my city. I have 6 years of experience of teaching English. Now look at this. This structure is different from the structure that I gave you. I'm not saying I have been teaching English for last 6 years. Now you should also know how to change the structures in introductions. Okay, if you know that, you will always do better. Very good evening. Great. Okay, and you can also say, I teach students in the age group of 8 to 12 years. So now what you are doing is, you are giving detailed introduction. Okay, now after doing this, you can still speak more. Like, you can say, I was born and brought up in Mumbai, but shifted to Pune after my marriage. So you can speak that. Okay, like I was born and brought up, okay, and then shifted to this. You can still go on and say, you can talk about your hobbies. You can say, I'm a music buff and love to spend time with kids. So do you like this detailed introduction? If you like this detailed introduction, try to speak it, means your introduction. How would you introduce yourself? So you talk about yourself, you talk about your role, the company, your experience. You also talk about where do you belong to, and then about your hobbies. And that's your detailed introduction if you want to give detailed introduction. And that's very good. So you should be confident. How many of you can speak it? Yeah? If you can speak it, please speak it aloud. The whole. Okay, please give the complete introduction. Yeah, I would like to see the complete introduction. Yeah, the detailed one. Is this clear? Should I move forward? Now, similarly, what you can do is, you can do this also. Hi, I am Suhail and I hail from Bangalore. And then I'm a team leader in Amazon. You can speak that. I did graduation in computer science and MBA in sales and marketing. Now, this is different from this one. Okay, so now this also actually is quite good one. It's very small but effective. Because what you're doing here is, in short, in brief, you're talking about your name, where you belong to, and you at the same time you're talking about the role, which is quite relevant. What is your role? My role is this. I'm a team leader. You're also talking about the company, Amazon. Okay, and then you're talking about your academics. You can do both ways. Now here, if I want to talk about my hobbies, I can do that as well. I can talk about the hobbies. Is this clear? So you can do both ways. Okay. Where do you born? Where were you born? Okay. Remember this, that born is an adjective. So most of the time we commit this error that we consider born as a verb. Born is not a verb. Born is an adjective. So you need be form there. Okay. Now let's come to description part of it. Okay. Now when we talk about describing self, there are again two things to it. Your personality and your hobbies. You can describe yourself both ways. When we talk about the personality, we talk about the strengths and weaknesses. Now if I ask you about your strength, tell me what are your strengths. Tell me here. If you can give me your strengths, that will be great. And I'll tell you how to speak about that as well. Give me 3 strengths and 1 weakness of yours. And then I'll tell you how to speak about that. 3 strengths and 1 weakness. Can you give me that? Yeah. 3 strengths and 1 weakness. So what can be your strengths? What can be your strengths? If you are industrious, hardworking, that's your strength. If you are social, that can also be your strength. If you are meticulous in your working, that can be your strength. If you lead by example, you are a good leader, you have leadership qualities, that can be your strength. If you know how to collaborate, okay, you are a team player, that can also be your strength. So there can be different strengths. But what about the weakness? There is the problem. I'm honest and reliable, very good, that's your strength. Please everybody, give me your strengths. Give me your strength, that will help me actually to tell you something. Give me your strengths. Okay. Yeah, so you can say I'm genuine, I'm honest, I'm reliable. Okay, you can always count on me. So how to talk about that? Okay, now you can also say my name is this, and now you're describing. So somebody asks you not to introduce yourself but to describe yourself. So what do you do? You'll tell the name and then I'll say basically I'm an optimist and a hardworking person. Now there is another way to it. Another way to it is when you say optimist, okay, and suppose you want to make it even bigger. So what you can do? You can detail it. You can explain it. Same way you can explain this. How can you explain this? Like for example, if I have to explain optimist, I'll say my name is Vineet. Basically, I'm an optimist and I'll put full stop here. I always look at the brighter side of life. So what am I doing? Nothing. I'm just explaining it and making the question. So I can say I always see a silver lining behind the darkest cloud. I always know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. You can use all these idioms also. So what you can do, there is a wonderful method actually by way you can extend your answers. And how you can do that? You just need to explain whatever you are saying here. So you can say, hi, my name is Ria, I'm an optimist. Instead of optimist, you can also say I'm sanguine. I always think that there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Or I always believe there's silver lining behind the darkest cloud. Okay. I always look at the brighter side of life. Then you can say, I'm industrious. Okay, I don't take rest or I don't relax until I complete my work. And this is the reason most of the time I finish my work within the deadline. What am I doing? Nothing. Just explaining what I have. So this is a beautiful way of extending your answers and making it more impactful. Hope you got my point. Hope you got my point. Yeah. Hello, Amrik ji. Nice to see you there. Good evening. Good evening. And yeah, you can say I'm a social butterfly. I'm a philanthropist. Very good. Very good. So don't, So when you speak it completely, you need not say it actually secondly and thirdly. You just need to explain it. Hope you got this point. How many of you can do it now? Okay. By the way, I'll tell you more. Okay. For example, you said I'm an extrovert. Now, how would you explain this? Suppose your sentence is you're an extrovert. How would you explain this? Or you say, and fun-loving guy. I'm a fun-loving guy. How would you explain this? Please explain. How many of you can explain this? So, if you really want to extend the answer, okay, you can do it. You can do it. By the way, inside our community, actually, we have our community of personal mentorship program. So some of you are here actually. We are going to do a hackathon on how to do hero introduction. And literally, I'm going to train you on that so that by the end of that, you are going to give a powerful introduction. So when you have to speak on stage in front of the audience, how would you speak? That is different. Okay. We do it in our inside the community, by the way. There's silver lining behind the darkest cloud. Very good. I'm optimistic. I'll think about the positive side of life. Very good. Very good. Great. Okay. So those who want to know about like personal mentorship programs, so you can just WhatsApp us on 96483 96484, where we train only working professionals actually, or housewives personally, okay, one-on-one. So many of you are members here as well, okay. Chalo, let's go to the next one. Yeah, so I'm quite an emotional person. Now look at this. I was talking about the weakness. Now give a weakness which doesn't harm your prospect of getting selected. For example, never say I'm a lazy person, I'm laggard. No, you would never say that. Okay, so you'll never say I'm a pessimist, because that will harm your prospect of getting selected. Say something which is you can say that I'm an emotional person, or you can say sometimes I believe I trust people, okay, more than I should. And you can even explain, for example, this is your weakness. How would you explain? Is there anyone who can explain this? अगर मुझे इसी को आई एम क्वाइट एन इमोशनल पर्सन, मुझे इसके बारे में कुछ कहना है आगे, तो मैं कैसे बोलूँगा? इफ़ आई वॉन्ट टू स्पीक मोर अबाउट इट, हाउ वुड आई स्पीक? सो आई विल से sometimes I take decisions with, or sometimes I make it better, okay, make it still better. Sometimes, इसी के आगे, sometimes I let my heart rule over my head. Now I'm explaining the same. I'm quite an emotional person. Sometimes I let my heart rule over my head. So you can say that, but don't stop here. And that's an important thing. Okay, whenever you talk about your weakness, tell them that you are still working on it. Okay, but I am working on it. I'm working on it. Now this is very smart of you, because you have told your weakness, a weakness which is quite innocuous. It's not going to harm you, number one. And the second thing is that you have also said that even if it is innocuous, I'm still working on it. So that means this weakness won't be there by the time I join your company. Okay, so you have to be smart there. You have to play smart. Okay, so if you think this is smartness, write smart. Write smart. Okay, and I'll tell you, I'll go further. This is how you describe yourself. Okay, I love to listen to music in my spare time. Now, most of the people, they commit this error that they say listen music. It is not listen music, listen to music. Hear music, but listen to music. Remember that. Please write it, make a note of it somewhere. We always say hear music, hear a voice, hear a sound, and listen to music. Okay. Yeah. Great. Okay. So you can talk about hobby, or you can further go and say, I also like reading books and watching movies. You can even extend this by telling what kind of music do you like. Is this clear? Now, how many of you are able to describe yourself? Please write it, and please describe yourself if you can. So you can describe yourself in the comment section. You can describe yourself here, okay, or you can describe yourself by speaking loudly. If you have done that, please write done, okay, or you can do that. Yeah, great. Okay, now this is how you should talk about your personality. That means you should have the qualities. So when you want to talk about your personality, what should you have? You should have some of the qualities, like you will say, I am an ambivert. Who is an ambivert, by the way? So I gave you the word extrovert. Okay, I talked about it. Same way we have the word introvert. So extrovert is somebody who is social. An introvert is somebody who is not social. He's asocial. Okay, social, asocial. But there is a guy actually who says, well, depends. If there are people actually, if the gathering is of my choice, I'll be an extrovert. Otherwise, I'll keep it to myself. I'll become introvert. So somebody who is a mixture of both, actually extrovert and introvert, is called an ambivert. How many of you are ambivert, by the way? So tell me, how many of you are ambivert? Yeah. So you can be an ambivert as well. Okay. Or you can say, I'm a party animal. I'm a social butterfly. So you can say party animal or a social butterfly. Yeah. Verto means turn, not feeling. I like to go out and meet new people all the time. I'm an extrovert. So you can be an ambivert, you can be an extrovert. Or I'm kind of reserved. I'm an introvert. There's no harm being an introvert, by the way. Many of the successful people, they were introvert as well. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, they were introvert. Okay. Mark Zuckerberg, and he made Facebook just because people used to go and party, and he would always sit in his room actually thinking about and writing about what is happening in somebody's social life. And this is how he got Facebook. Yeah. So he was an introvert. So you can say, I'm kind of reserved. I'm an introvert. I'm pretty quiet when I'm in groups. So that means I'm not, what do you call, motor mouth. So there's somebody who is a motor mouth. There's somebody who is, who talks a lot. Okay. But there's somebody actually who remains quiet. So what kind of a person you are? So you should know all this. Yes. One is both introvert and extrovert. Okay. And then you can say, I'm reliable and diligent. Diligent means the same, industrious or hardworking, and reliable means somebody can count on you. So this is how you should know these sentences, these words. So I thought I should give it to you. Now there's an assignment for all of you, and please do it for me and for yourself. Okay, so what you need to do is, you will do two things. Okay, number one, all of you will give a detailed introduction, not a small one, detailed introduction of self, and you'll also describe yourself in the comment section. But do it separately in 2 comments. Okay, and give a detailed introduction about yourself and then describe yourself as well. Okay, when you do so, please try to speak as well. Okay, do so. Okay, I'll put more videos on that definitely, and I'll give you more if I get back from you. So if you want to join our personal mentorship program, you can book a free strategic session with me. Just give me a message on 96483-96484, which is our number, WhatsApp number. So I'll tell you. Okay, and by the way, this is only for working professionals or housewives, not for students, of course. And then we have got our channel, Learn English with Zita. This is our YouTube channel, your YouTube channel. So please do subscribe it. And then, of course, we are on Instagram, Vinit with Vinit. That's our Instagram account. And you can find some interesting reels there. And Telegram, Learn English with Zita. Thank you so very much. It was wonderful talking to you. And we'll give you some more stuff. I'm creating some good stuff for all of you. We're going to give you very soon actually more. So there is more in store. Keep in touch and keep learning. So thank you so much, all of you. See you in our next session. Till then, this is all from your host and your English ka dost, Vinit Kapoor, signing off. Let's win it with Vinit. Bye-bye. Take care.